Your ability to execute over time, for me, that's what mastery really is.
He had just kind of this cool little point about what a black belt is. And the two main things is that it demonstrates mastery and the ability to instruct a lower level athlete. And he was quick to point out that black belt did not mean mastery in the sense of you were the best in the world. It was this idea that there was an element of mastery being connected with your ability to instruct. And he likened it to maybe a V7, and that there's multiple degrees of black belts. But I just thought there was something really cool there, where this idea of that word mastery, right? And you talked about how the black tapes were so freaking difficult, maybe impossible, and connecting that, and then also connecting the ability to instruct, I thought was just a cool little thing that really, I don't know, hit home for what we do.
To reiterate your answer, though, I think a lot of people want to get to V10 in climbing, right? Like, people, I know so many people are like, I'm going for V10, like that's my end all be all, I'm gonna be a master when I get to V10. And I just remember climbing V10 for the first time being like, damn, I still suck. Like, not like that, you know, but I was like, I have so much to grow, like I have no idea what I'm talking about in climbing, like, you know. And so that's, for me, like, I still understand that same concept where it's like, well, if you can climb V10 and still not know very much about climbing and like not instruct it, because like, not even so much just because it was for you, just because like performance isn't necessarily exactly in line with what you know. And so when it comes to instruction, I think mastery is like much more of a definition. And for me, mastery revolves a little bit more, like my thoughts on like what a black belt like samurai would be if he was like 60 years old, could still pick up the sword and like kill anybody, and like no matter what, because he just knows the technique, he knows the interaction with it. And like, and I know a lot of climbers who are like, could be off the couch after a year and like get up a V10, you know, because they understand so much about like what relates to what in climbing, and like, and what their strength means and their endurance means on the wall, and how do they respond to that. I think that's a much deeper way of looking at it. And so what I look for is like kind of frequency and consistency more so. Like if you can climb, you know, if I gave you like 10 V7s in a row that were like all different, then you would more likely do them sooner than later, versus like, you know, could you figure out how to do this V10? That's just like your, you know, your ability to solve, but your ability to execute over time, for me, that's what mastery really is. And the frequency of it. So for me, it's like, I would rather see a progression sheet of these 10 V7s, probably. I think V7's a great grade to look at. And then how many times did you fall and for what reasons? And how many times did you flash or send for what reasons? And then that, for me, would be a much more comfortable sheet than one V10 send.